as a person gets older, the number of medical conditions that we have to watch for increases, which is one of the reasons that we strongly suggest as you get older that you have at least an annual examination. If you're going into a very important position like this, it's critical. And that information should be something that we should have access to because it's very important in terms of making that decision. Also recognize that the presidency is not a 9-to-5 job. It is extraordinarily grueling, and you need to have everything going for you. And also the mental capacity. There are standardized mental examinations, many mental exams, about 30 questions. You can get a very quick assessment in terms of what's going on. These are the kinds of things that should be open to the public in making such a critical decision.
All right, let me go back to this video, Dr. Siegel, that's on the screen now. We'll put it up again. I mean, it's a violent, repetitive jerking of the head here. Now, you can see it's uncontrollable. Watch the reporter, pull back as the reporter got scared, and she keeps doing it. What is that?
Well, it's an involuntary movement. I first want to say we just heard from one of the top neurosurgeons in the history of the United States, not just a political person. Number two, Secretary Clinton hit her head in 2012. And
would it cause this?
Well, it would cause the kind of brain damage, possibly, we've been studying this over the last 2 years, that can have long-term effects, that can have effects on thinking, on memory, on gait, on how you walk, on dizziness, on balance. That's a possibility that we need to see the records of. We need to see the records of anyone that's around the age of 70.
What about the so-called, how do you say this?
The blood clot.
Well, you got the blood clot. You've got her.
She's on lifetime Coumadin. She had a blood clot. She has a family history of stroke.
Right.
That blood clot, as Dr. Carson will tell you, can sometimes be accompanied by a stroke. Not in this case, because an MRI afterwards was negative. But these are the kind of
Do we know that for sure?
Well,
we don't know that for sure.
We learned that from what records we got, but I'd like to see the full record.
Yeah, Dr. Samani.
Well, I think everything, it pretty much started based on all the facts that we know. In 2012, she had the concussion. 30% of the patient can have symptoms of mini seizures. They can have vertigo. They can have forgetfulness.
Is that video we're showing a seizure?
Well,
maybe
it certainly could be.
Well, watch it right here. Let's just watch it closely here. Watch the reporter back right there. You see the look, and it goes on and on and on. That is, to me, bizarre.
There's certainly some neurologic issue going on depending on when this tape was taken, but 30% of the patients that have some sort of the post-traumatic injuries, they can have cognitive issues, forgetfulness, sometimes they can forget words, etc. Yeah. But what she has also, let's talk about this blood clot, because that blood clot and the MRI that they got, it saved her life. They got an MRI, they saw this blood clot near the sinus transverse behind her right ear, and that's where sinus, and that's probably one of the reasons why I think she's probably has some vertigo, and that's one of the reasons why she has all these falls.
That's why the falling takes place.
Exactly.
Sure.
She also takes.
I think in terms of not speculating, I want to be very clear on something. I'm more concerned about the video that shows her inability to catch expressions and words and changing the topic she was on. The video
when she sort of has these brain freezes.
Right, brain freezes.
Let me show one of the brain freezes
so I can show just to be clear on. I talked to a top epileptologist today, a seizure specialist, one of the top in the country, that does not think that's a seizure. So I want to be clear. We need the records to be able to make those determinations. But the one where she was searching for words.
Well, let's play that.
We do not need another big contentious debate about health care. We need to make what we've got work really well and improve it and get the costs out of an upward spiral. Now, I want to mention two other things.